Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 11 of the November Daily Draws. As we start a new week, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from Ellen Dugan's Witch's Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Which is funny, isn't it? Because we had the Knight of Swords, I think, yesterday, which was about being ready to take up our plans and stand up and venture into action. And we have another knight. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and I think we've had a Knight of Pentacles before at this during this time. And yes, there are times where we need to charge forward and take action and declare things and be decisive. With our actions and to put them into practice. This is taking, active steps as well, but taking things at a more steady pace. So sometimes we can charge forward, we can just let things go and speak our mind and be decisive and charge forward, defending our ideas and so forth. Then there are the times when we still keep going and acting upon what we need to do on our life journey to accomplish what we want, but sometimes we have to sort of pull in the reins a bit and go a bit more carefully because of the terrain we have to navigate in order to take the actions. So I think the fact we've had these two cards, one after the other, is to say that both instances are valid, and there'll be moments where we can charge forward quite decisively with the Knight of Swords. Then there'll be moments where we have to pull back a bit because of the situation, and we need to keep moving and making progress, but we have to pay a bit more attention because of the circumstances through which we're moving, and we need to pay attention. We can get the word out, to pay attention to detail and to be a little bit more vigilant in the steps that we take to avoid losing our footing, being careful how we navigate the nature of the situation. We're still suited up and, we're in the knight's armor, so we're still doing that, but we're not necessarily rushing in. We're being a little bit more considered and deliberate with our actions and the things that we say. So, and the key here is knowing which approach, whatever situation that or terrain we're moving through, requires. Is this a time for charging ahead with confidence and courage and decisiveness? I mean, or is it a time for, yes, we've still been decisive, but a bit more deliberate, more deliberation, more careful consideration, not moving too quickly, we're thinking about where we're putting our next step. Does the situation require that approach? And the only way we tend to be able to discern the difference between the two occasions and which response is called for quite often it's just through life experience and learning, and we almost have an intuitive, if we pay attention to that, sort of indication as to what approach is required in whatever situation we're facing. We instinctively know if we can go forward with great impetus and courage and just keep going. And we also know intuitively that there may be some tricky parts to this. We need to be a little bit more cautious. Yes, we need to still press ahead confidently, decisively, with deliberation and focus, but pay attention to that detail. Be a little bit more vigilant in that. So, there's no easy way of determining, well, what does this current situation that I'm facing require. That comes through practice, that comes through experience, and listening to that intuitive voice within, that gut feeling. The more that you get used to listening to that, you'll know which is the right approach, or you'll have that feeling that that's the right approach. And if you get it wrong, you soon begin to realize that maybe, like if you realize you're moving too quickly and it's you've not thought about certain things, slow down, become the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. If you go and you think this is I can pick up the pace here, then become more the Knight of Swords or Knight of Wands in the situation, whatever the case. But it's discerning what that is called for, and that's why we need to get in touch and listen to our instincts and our intuition and our inner voice as to know what's right on each occasion. Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that, and that might add a little bit more. And it's that High Priestess again, listening to that inner intuitive, divine feminine, that inner voice, that harnessing that mystic power within to whichever approach it is. We had this, I think, with the Knight of Swords, and this is applicable to the Knight of Pentacles. To follow that inner power, that inner voice that we have, and that comes by practice. The more that we do it, the one thing that we don't do is stop and don't do anything. We have to keep moving forward, using that mystic power to move us forward, either like the Knight of Swords or more like the Knight of Pentacles, depending on the situation. And that, I believe, that's what the contrast is and what the message from these cards are today. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 12. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.